Hey everybody, it's a sad day on Skeeter's Ridge. We had a little catastrophe this morning. So I came out to the greenhouse this morning to assess any damage from the tornadoes and all the storms that we had yesterday and last night. And our little girl kitten, Penny, followed me out here, and so she went inside the greenhouse and she got freaked out because she couldn't figure out how to get out. So she knocked over a piece of plexiglass, and it landed on some of my tomato plants. And you can see that I've got some that have some broken limbs. These right here have some damage on their stems and some broken limbs. So I'm going to show y'all today, if this were to happen at your house or in your garden, I'm going to show y'all how to try and save them. And so we'll see if we can save some of these. I think we probably can. So we'll see. We'll be right back. All right, so we got some buckets here. I had to go get some more pots because all of my pots are being used right now. So Madeline is home on spring break, so she's going to help me. She's drilling some holes. You know, you got to have drainage, and so she's drilling some holes in there for drainage purposes. And so these are all the tomato plants that we're going to be trying to salvage today. Some of them are, I don't know, we'll just have to see. All of these are supposed to go in the ground next weekend. You know, next weekend is our big crop planting day, and so all of these are supposed to go in the ground next weekend. So we'll just have to watch them over the next week and see how they're doing. Keep going. Okay. So what I got here, I'm gonna really have to baby these and coddle them a little bit. So I got a really good potting soil mix, and also some composted soil, and I put in a little sprinkle of some tomato feeder from I'll show it to you. They're not going to be able to hear what you're saying. Yeah, they can. Okay. So I sprinkled in a little bit of this into that soil just to give them a little boost. I've been giving them triple 20, but I'm going to give them a little boost of that other tomato food and see if that will help them. So we're going to finish getting the holes drilled, and we'll be right back. All right, so we've got our pots with the holes, and so I'm just going to start filling them up with a little bit of dirt, just enough to cover the bottom. So I'm just going to start with about that much. These have a really good root system already started, so they do have that going for them. Another thing I can't stress to you enough is to label each individual plant. I have it written, I know y'all can't see it, but I have it written on the cups what each one of these are. Because in a situation like this, if I had not had each one labeled, I would have no idea which variety of tomato is which. And then, so I have some that lost some of their little branches like this. Don't throw these away. In just a second, I'm going to show you what you can do with these. You can actually plant these, and sometimes they will take root and they will grow a whole nother plant. So we're going to start with this one here. Now, I'm not sure if this one actually came off of this plant. This was on the ground. So this is going to be one that we grow, and it's going to be a mystery tomato until it actually starts producing fruit and we can see what kind of tomato it is. But if this happens to you, don't throw these away. I'll show you how to plant them. So we're going to start with this one. This is one of the Cherokee Purples. Maddie, if you'll come over here. So we're going to be very, very gentle getting this plant out. And as you can see, it has a very established root system, which is great. This is a beautiful root system. I think that these are gonna do fine, but still, it makes me nervous. So what we're gonna do, so do you see how much stem is exposed from these bottom leaves down to the dirt? So Maddie, can you see all those little fuzzy on the stem?
Mm-hmm.
So if y'all can see all of these little hairs, all this little fuzz down here, these are actually roots. So if you bury the tomato plant up to this first set of leaves, all this little fuzz is going to start producing more roots, and it's going to make this plant stronger. It's going to make it healthier, and it's just going to be a better producing plant. It's going to have a lot stronger root system to it. So what we're going to do is, I'm just going to set it. I'm not going to break this up a whole lot. The roots will naturally, once it gets in this bigger pot, the roots will naturally just start to kind of wander around now that they've got more room. So I'm going to let that just sit like that. And closer. And all I'm going to do is just start filling these pots with this soil mixture that I made. And then I'm going to water it really good, and hopefully it will recover from the trauma that it experienced this morning. Now these Cherokee Purples, these are an heirloom variety of tomato. It's an indeterminate variety of tomato, which means that as long as you are taking care of it, and as long as it's growing, it will continue to produce fruit for an indeterminate amount of time. So there are also determinate varieties, and I'm sure you can figure out what that means. They grow all season. They produce all the fruit they're going to produce at one time, and then that's it. All right, so do you see? You can see I buried this plant all the way up to this first set of leaves, or to this bottom set of leaves. So now it's just going to be up to this plant to decide if it's going to make it or not. But by planting it deeper and burying all those fuzzy little cells, that's going to give it a chance to produce more roots, and get its strength back, and hopefully it'll make it. So I want to show you another one here.
Hang on, I'm coming.
All right. Let's go ahead. Okay.
I'm trying to
Here, let me
fix all this. I'm just trying to stand them up.
Okay, I'm coming.
Okay, we're good. They're good.
All right, so I've got all of my atomic grape tomatoes were damaged.
You got a kitty cat behind you.
Hey, kitty cat. That's Clover. That's not the one that. All right, where's my label? I just saw it. Okay, we'll skip that one for a minute. I know that this one is. Yeah. Okay. So my atomic grape tomatoes here, they took the brunt of the hit from the plexiglass. So I'm gonna put them in here. That way they can stay together, and they'll be able to help each other out. I really want to know what this one is now. Okay, atomic grape. Okay. So what I'm going to do is, I've got this big bucket here. I'm just going to fill this up, and I'm going to put all the atomic grapes in here, because that's what I have the most of that got damaged, and so I'm just going to kind of let them stay together and help each other out. Need a big scoop for this. Okay, so I've got that filled up, and I'm just going to kind of dig a little trench out here in the middle. I'm going to set them down in there as deep as I can. All right, so again, so this one here, all of these, the stems got a little bit of damage. That's why they're laying over like that. So again, these, can you see the little hairs? So the little hairs here, I'm going to bury, and I'm just hoping that they will take root, and they will strengthen this plant. And again, all of these tomato plants, they already have a very well established root system on them, as you can see. So they have that going for them. And so what we're going to do is just do that. Now again, this one here has a broken limb on it. So I'll show you in a minute. I'm just going to bury that in the dirt. And these right here, these are also damaged. I'm just going to pinch them off right at the stem, very gently pinch them off. And I'm going to bury it all the way. I'm going to bury it as deep as I can. See the root system on that one too? That's really good. That makes me feel better. So because I'm burying this one so deep, so I'm hoping to only have these in here for about a week. Because if they're strong enough, if they show that they're okay, we're going to go ahead and plant them in the ground next weekend. All right, this is another atomic grape. Yeah. And what I'm going to do here I'm just gonna trim off these two bottom ones, this one here and this one here. And see the little hairs on it? I'm hoping that these will grow into another plant. These will take root, these will start producing roots. And very gently, I'm just gonna pinch it off, just like that. And I'm gonna bury it, I'm gonna plant it in the ground. And the same with this side. I'm just gonna pinch this off. I'm just using my fingernails. Just pinch it off. And I'm gonna plant it. Okay. Another nice root system there. That's going to go in there like that. Alright, so I'm gonna bury these back in these cups here. I'm not gonna try and bury them down in this thing. So what I'm gonna do, I got one more I gotta throw in here too, but I'm just gonna show you what I'm doing here. So what I'm doing is just adding more dirt, adding more of that soil manure mixture. And as you can see here, I am burying these plants all the way up to the first set of branches. And then hopefully all those little fuzzy hairs will take root. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and get this last atomic grape in. Now this one doesn't look too bad. But the soil got knocked out and it did get bent over a little bit. So just to be on the safe side, I'm just going to go ahead and repot it. Yeah, this is an atomic grape for sure. Alright, so, and again, I'm just going to let it sit down in there. And I'm going to cover it all the way up as far as alright, so we'll come back to this in a minute. I want to show you what I'm going to do with those little limbs that broke off. I'll come back and finish burying that in a minute. I want to show you these here. So these came off the atomic grape plants. Okay, so I just filled this cup back up with some of this soil. I just discovered this last season. I saw this trick and I tried it for the first time last year, and to my surprise it actually worked, and I was able to grow more tomato plants with some of these suckers that I was able to peel off. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make a hole in the soil, and I'm going to, now I can't say for sure that these are going to make it from just from the damage that they've already, and it's hard to do with one hand too. But I'm hoping that this will perk up in a couple of days after it's had some nutrition and some water and some sun. It's been getting pretty hot here, so all right, I'll have to hold this up somehow. I don't want to waste all the dirt. All right, I don't know that these are going to make it, but we're going to try. So I have buried it all the way up to these first little set of leaves that were on it. Just like that. So it's buried all the way up to the first set of leaves here. And so hopefully all those little hairs will take off and start rooting. Let's see here, let's do one more. Okay, so same thing. Just gonna make a hole, and then I'm gonna take the little sucker here like that, and I'm just gonna bury it all the way up to those first set of leaves that you see. You see it? All right, so I'm going to give it some water, and hopefully we can save these. Who knows, we may get some extra plants out of them. That would be nice too. Alright, so I'm going to finish doing this, and Madeline is going to help me with the rest of these tomato plants. I hope that you were able to learn something new today. If this ever happens, either, you know, in whether you're putting your tomatoes in pots, whether you're putting them in the ground, you know, nature is always going to throw surprises at you. And so hopefully you've learned something here today. If this happens to your tomatoes, don't freak out. I did have a little crying session this morning, but it's okay. Just look back on this video if you forget something, or if you want to leave a comment below, if you have any questions about what we're doing here. If you have some other suggestions on what to do, if this has happened to you before, I'd love to hear from you. You can leave it down in the comments below. Make sure that you like our video, and make sure that you subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you next weekend, because we got the big planting going on next weekend. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.